Hey everyone! In this devlog video I will show you how I made eyes closing effect for my game and why it took much more time than I was expecting. Basically I see two ways how such effect can be achieved. First one with the canvas images and overlays, and second one with the shader graph. And I choose second option because working with the canvas can be really difficult sometimes and frustrating. And on the later point of development, it's really hard to maintain or change something in the canvas. And for me, shader looks much more flexible and the easy way how to achieve this. Let's start. First of all, I need to create new shader graph. Go to create a new shader graph, HDRP and full screen shader graph. Let's call it closing eyes shader. Also, I need to create a new material from this shader. Let's go to create new material. Let's call it closing eyes material. Okay, let's open the shader graph. Here you can see we have only base color and alpha channel because we have full screen shader graph. Let's change the base color to the black, and we need to adjust some configuration. Let's change blending mode to alpha, otherwise this alpha channel will not work at all. And let's create new variable, float variable, and call it eyes closed. I will change the configuration to slider, and 0 means eyes open, 1 means eyes closed. Okay, we can check those small shader configuration already. Let's create a new object. And since I'm using high definition rendering pipeline, I need to create custom pass volume. If you're using universal pipeline, you should add the same but rendering features in the rendering options. Custom pass volume. And let's attach custom pass. We need full screen custom pass, and here we need to add our material. Oh no, not shader, material. Okay. Here you can see our slider, and let's check how it works. It's darker, and it's almost dark, but you can see weird effect with the window. It happens because I have another shader for glass shader here, and we can easily fix it by writing depth buffer. Let's check. Yes, now eyes closed and we see everything. Okay. Let's continue with our shader. I need some kind of shape or a ring for my shader. Let's get such shape. I need styling and offset node. And basically this node represents coordinates of the screen. 0 is the left bottom corner, 1 is the right upper corner, and I need like a circle, so I need middle of the screen. Let's do some offset here. Okay, and I need a length node. Here we are. Already have some shape. Let's look how it works. Let's connect it together with the add node and attach to the alpha channel. Let's check. And here we are, our shape. But As you can see, some weird effect in the center of the screen, like bloom, colors or something weird. I don't really like this. And here we come to the main issue. Solving it, I spent much more time than to the shader itself. And first thing which I did, I tried to Google it. And Google doesn't help me. But as per my experience, there is only two cases when Google doesn't help you. First case, issue is quite simple and straightforward. So simple, so no one will meet this issue and put it to the Google as a question. And the second case, when issue is really complex and it may have few factors, and the reason why Google didn't help you, because no one had the same conditions to meet this issue. But most likely it will be case number one, because second case very rare one. And with this knowledge I continue searching for the solution. First thing which I did, I tried to play around with the shader settings. Just take a look to those options, make some changes, and it doesn't give me any positive result. But what I actually see? I see some light. Okay, I have some light source in my game. It's the sun. And I try to play around with some sun configuration and the intensity and other. And it also doesn't give me any positive results. Next, I take a look to the hierarchy. What goes next before the my shader? Custom path. It also has some options, but it doesn't give me anything. But next, I realize what here is an option of injection point, and here's some options too. Let's try this. This one, nothing. This one, nothing. This one, something changed a bit, some colors, okay? But let's try the last one. Here we are. I found a solution, but why it works? I go to the official documentation and find this beautiful diagram where you can see a lot of actions with the colors happening here. And I will not dig in this video to all those actions, but yes, it even sounds logical to apply my shader after all the colors post-process actions were happened. Let's get back to shader. Now we have effect very similar to cloud eyes closing and opening effect, but I want to have more controls here. I want to see some shape with some border, maybe more sharper border or otherwise. To do so, I need to add some additional logic here. First of all, let's add a smooth step node. With the smooth step node, our animation became faster in the end and faster in the very beginning. Let's check. And here we are. And next, which I will do, I will add a new variable, float. Let's call it smoothness. It will be very small value, let's say from 0 to 5% of the screen. Okay. And what I will do with this smoothness, I will do like a spread spectrum for our eyes closed variable. I will add smoothness to eyes closed, and I will subtract. Let's do this. Okay, and now I need another smooth step node. And let's connect all things together. Okay, let's check it. Here we are. We have already some shape and some controls almost ready, but you see we have vice versa effect. I can easily fix it by swapping amount in our smooth step. And here we are. Effect is ready. You can see some small circle in the middle when eyes closed, but it's due to smoothness. We should reduce it to 0, and then you see nothing. I wrote some small script to control this shader graph, or in other words material, and I will not go through each line. I will just highlight key topics here. First of all, this script have two input parameters: our material, which I just created, and a custom volume pass. Second important thing is a reference to the shader properties. Here, property ID can be taken from the shader graph. When you're inside shader graph, click on attributes and you see reference here. Please use this reference in your code to access any shader variable. And what's happening here? I have a trigger. For me, it's a use button or E button. This line of code will not work for you, but you should replace it with your trigger. And next, when we triggered an effect, I change material properties every frame until I got successful result. And when eyes closed, I schedule them eyes opening effect or animation, and do basically the same but vice versa. I change material attribute values until eyes were opened. Basically, that's it. Please find the link to this script in the description, and thank you for watching. If you like this video, don't forget to press like button and subscribe to my channel. Bye!